My mother keeps calling me and I have to sleep. It's like 5 o'clock, after 5 in the morning. Unfortunately, I asked her how she got my number. She remembered it. Surprisingly enough, she remembered it by heart. She still thinks he's real. She's insisting he's real. She says, I said, Mom, she says, if you don't get me out, I'm never going to talk to you again. You're never going to see me again for the rest of your life. And that's this morning. Yesterday, she called me a few times. I have to talk to the professionals, and it comes from the same goddamn number of the hospital. So, I don't feel well. I feel like my room reeks of that smoke, that cigarette smoke. And I was wondering why, and I think because it probably went into my clothes. The irony is that she doesn't, of course she's not going to understand, because she doesn't understand what going through this with her for nearly 2 months progressively did to me. Okay? Watching her starve herself in front of me did to me. Watching her act like drinking little measly 8 ounces of water or less is killing her did to me. Okay? I don't care. I'm going to take everything from you, Laura. I don't care. That's what you don't get, Mom. I don't care. Take it all. Take everything. Everyone can take everything from me. I don't care. I have to keep answering the goddamn phone because it could be a professional. I finally did get to talk to the professional. The whoever talks to them once they're medically cleared. And get me out of here. You have that power. Actually, I don't, Mom. I don't have the power to put you in. The social worker did that. I didn't tell my mom that, but she sent the paperwork to the police. And I don't have the power to get you out. I never have. I warned you that's what happened. And then she told me Z was going to get her out. And then she says, why'd you stop me from getting money from the bank? You could have got hit by a car walking there, Mom. But the fact is, because the same reason I give you your credit card or your license. If you were legitimately going somewhere with a friend or whatever, you'd have your credit card and license in a heartbeat from me. Like always. Because you're meeting your imaginary boyfriend at the airport. I found her phone. I told you that, right? I found her phone. If she had had a phone, she would have called the cops on me. When I said I was afraid of her, I wasn't afraid she would hurt me. I was afraid she was going to pick up the phone and call the cops on me. And then the cops are just going to say, just like they did about her sleeping, she's a grown woman. If she wants to stay up 52 hours, she can do it. It's none of your business. Yeah, give her a credit card and license now so she could fly to name of our airport here in Massachusetts and meet her imaginary boyfriend Z. Is what the police would have done. Because she is convincing. That is why when someone else, not me, called the cops, and they saw her walking, again, she has a reputation around here. And they're not going to call the cops when she's walking around the neighborhood, but someone must have saw her leaving, going on to the main road, and probably a neighbor saw her on that road and knows that she doesn't go out walking alone. And they called the cops. I didn't. I didn't. As far as I was concerned, she has no phone, no money, no license, no credit card. What is she doing except for walking around here, going to a neighbor? She can't go to the bank, can't get money out of thin air if she doesn't have ID. Little did I know she found that piece of paper. And she tricked me and said, I'm going for a walk. She tricked me. That piece of paper is a temporary license that they give you before you. It's a good, especially if they know you at the bank. They would have given her the money. She might have got all the money out and lost it. And then it would have been, oh well. My mom loses over $1,000. Oh well. My mom clogs up the toilet and we have to pay hundreds for a plumber. Oh well. Oh well. I fixed the toilet. I never knew you could. I thought years past when we had money that you have to call a plumber for a clogged toilet. I just thought, yeah, that's what you have to do. Say, but you don't. You can go online. Joe suggested baking soda and vinegar, and he's right. You go online, and there's all kinds of ways to fix a clogged toilet. I don't, and also, I'd also heard that you're not supposed to use like Drano and stuff in a toilet. I thought it's only supposed to be used like in a sink. I don't know. All I know is there's all kinds of ways to fix a clogged toilet. Get it unclogged. You can use dish soap, hot water. We don't have any metal hangers. Joe told me about a metal hanger. Why don't you have a metal hanger? Because I hate metal hangers, Joe, that's why. We don't have any in the house. I throw them away. I don't like metal hangers. I like plastic ones. Just don't like them. Anyhow, it looks like it unclogged. And I didn't even have to scoop it out. They were say you should scoop it out before you try these things, but I decided to try them with it all filled up. So I poured vinegar and baking soda in the big pile of wet poop or whatever and filled, and now it's gone down. I think that I didn't try flushing it, but I think that it worked. It looks like it did. But think about if she would have gotten that money out. Especially when they know her. Remember, I talked to the manager, well, I've known for years and years and years, and she's like, I'm like, would you have given her that money with that piece of paper? And she's like, well, not if she was acting strange, but she would have got it all out. She needs to get to the airport and get a same day flight or whatever to California. I mean, and then Joe's like, we should have let her go because if she's wandering around there and whatever and looking weird, they would have done so. No, he was joking, just as an aside. Because I called him on that. Don't say that, Joe. Years ago, some of you remember, there was something going on and my mom went by herself, took buses and trains and commuter rails, the whole 9 yards. She went by herself to something. Why did she do that? What was it? I don't remember. It all blends together into hell. But you guys don't remember, but you might remember vaguely if you followed me. That she wound up. I couldn't stop her from going, and the police wound up getting involved. And she wound up in a hospital like far, far away. Like I said to Joe, that's the last thing that I would want. That she's far, far away with people who don't even know her. This hospital knows her, and if I want to visit, she's far, far away. And if they put her do something, it's far, far away. I would never want that. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's proof that your mom, if you just let her take the damn taxi to the airport and then she's wandering around and since no one ever listens to you when you tell her tell them that she needs help. including the police, who said to my friend when we were down there, and I'm like, I'm not going in, and she went in and found whatever, and she went and talked to the police, and when she was talking to 911 too, she's like, no one's listening to the daughter, who knows that her mom needs help, and I guess a policeman who knew who she was, said we didn't know it was this bad. Yeah, it's kind of a half-assed apology, whatever. The fact is, you didn't listen to me, and if she had called you yesterday, you wouldn't have listened to me. You would have demanded that I give her her ID and her credit card. Thankfully, she lost her phone. It was in like it wasn't lost. I had to call it on my phone. I found it was in her pocket, like in her purse. It wasn't like under the bed or something. Anyhow, I'm drained. I'm just. And I'm still coughing from that cigarette smoke. Just in hell. I meet the nicest person who genuinely cares about me. You know. And she smokes like a fiend. And she needs it, because a lot of people who smoke cigarettes, they will ask you, she's sitting there smoking in her car, and I'm breathing it in, and you know, people who will think, this might be bothering. Maybe I'll say, is this bothering you? Or I'll just step outside my car to smoke. It's a beautiful day. No. She was lighting up while we were waiting to see what would happen with the police and the fire trucks, waiting for them to arrive. Remember, they had to read the paperwork and get the paperwork from the social worker. And based on what I'd said the day before, and they also knew, they all tried to call her and she didn't answer. And today I wasn't knowing that she was going and trying to get money out of the bank. I just said, someone's got to come. I have to leave today. Someone has to come over here who knows her baseline and call the police and get her help. She's in that fantasy again, with believing that her imaginary boyfriend, that he's real, that he's gonna. She keeps calling me, demanding that I get her out. And obviously, you guys, I wouldn't get her out anyway, but we know I don't have that power. I have the power to put her in, and I have the power to get her out. And she's never going to get out if she doesn't accept that he's not real. The fact is, I'm broken. Doesn't matter what she says. Take it all, I don't care. I don't care if you hate me, I don't care, whatever, Mom. You put me through these last couple of months. You put me through not eating and starving yourself in front of me, and I couldn't stop you, and the best I could do was tell your primary care physician and get you an emergency appointment, and then your psychiatrist in that agency are jokes. They don't even notice anything's wrong with you. I'm just sickened by it all, and it's not going to help. And I told the guy last night. I talked to the person that talks to her once you're medically cleared. What do you want? What do you want to see happen? Well, I know you're going to send her to a mental hospital, and they're not going to help. They never do. Don't send her to these two. It's not going to help. It never does. They just think they can fuck around with the meds and that's going to help. And meanwhile, she needs an MRI. She needs to be tested for dementia. I mean, is that ever going to happen? Should have happened a long time ago. They show the least bit on these programs, and they get the MRIs, they get diagnosed. A million little things on the corners, you know. Care about her. I'm scared for her. My life, my heart. I'm shattered. Okay, I am fucking shattered. It's just so ironic. They're threatening me. I'll take everything from me. Oh, tell it to someone who cares, Mom. Tell it to someone who cares. I am just. And yeah, I told you I recorded. I ever recorded. Give me my. I ever recorded screaming outside my door. Give me my license. Give me my credit card. Give me my $6 million. I don't have $6 million. Yes, you do. I can't even sleep. This is ridiculous. You know, I'm supposed to wait by this phone when she can constantly call me. It comes from the same goddamn number. I can't screen it. You understand? So that's what I'm going to leave on the voicemail. I'm like, I am exhausted. I don't feel well. It's not a lie. I haven't felt well since I was sitting there for all that time breathing in that fucking despicable, detestable, repulsive, disgusting cigarette smoke. Just breathing it right in for a long time. And just thinking yet again how my life fucking sucks just to no end. I have this wonderful woman helping me, saving me. She answered her phone. She cared. She came right down and got me. We found my mom. She called 911 for me, so I have a backup since they never fucking listen to me. And then I have to breathe in her cigarette smoke, and she's this far away from me, and breathe it in and breathe it in. I can feel it going right into my fucking lungs. I haven't felt the same since. I don't feel, I feel like I'm still smelling it. I'm coughing. I can't keep answering this phone. I can't keep answering this phone with my mom. It's always her. It finally, at 8 o'clock last night, wasn't her. It finally was a counselor, a guy, whatever, wanted to know what's going on with my mom. can't keep answering this phone. I'm sorry. I'm human. I have to sleep. My mom's calling me at 5 in the morning when I'm dozing off on this couch. I was watching Euphoria, but I was asleep and she called. And she's just gonna keep calling. She's just gonna keep calling. He told me someone else is gonna call me today. They're just gonna have to leave a voicemail and I'll call them back. I have a right to sleep. My aunt didn't answer the phone at all hours of the night when my mom was in there. And my aunt was she when she was the healthcare provider, she was the one they contacted. She shut her phone off at night. Because one time I tried to reach her and she didn't answer. And I needed to reach her because I needed to tell her, you have to tell them not to send my mom to X hospital. Or X and Y hospital. She would sleep at night, I have a right to shut this phone off. I have a right to be sleeping. Especially when my mom, it's not like something where we're waiting on, oh, does she have cancer? Does she have this? Or is it, you know what I mean? She's been medically cleared. So I'm gonna leave a voicemail that I don't feel well. I'll talk to you after 12, whoever you are. Leave a message. You need to sleep. This is a voicemail I had on yesterday, but no one called me and no one heard me. I'm gonna play it for you.
This is Laura. I'm not able to take your call right now. If this is important, I apologize for not answering, but I have a lot going on. It's been a very hectic morning. On top of everything else going on with my mom, our toilet is clogged, which I found out when I woke up. All right. Um, and I have to take my dog, my 16-year-old pugs, to get his nails cut. They've been overdue to get cut. He could wind up with tears, and then I'll have an emergency with him. So I have to walk and do that. So there'll be times that I'm unable to answer the phone. I apologize. Please leave me a message, and I will get back to you as soon as I'm able to do so. Thank you. Bye.
If you are satisfied with your greeting, press pound. If you would like to record your greeting, press star. To replay your greeting, press 1. Personal options. To turn message.
That's what I had yesterday. Today, I'm basically just gonna say something like, I don't feel well, I need to sleep. My mom called it like a little after 5 in the morning. I'm sorry if this is someone I need to talk to, but you're gonna have to leave a message and I'll get back to you.